we see this trio do very often. They are not afraid to fight wall to wall and box to box in the mid-game situation. They do so more often than any other trio in the region, and they're able to convert on that there, finding 2 eliminations in what feels like getting a footing in the game for the first time in a while.
And we are going to get a scary in-game again. We saw a scary one up in the northwest area, all aquatic, but now we have a mountainous terrain, Old Man Mountain. A crazy valley to go through with the river, and at the same time a bridge that cannot be broken. That's going to be interesting to see how the in-game leaders navigate this treacherous in-game.
And we talk about the tale of Old Man Mountain. For those of you unfamiliar with competitive Fortnite, when you get into those endgame zones, the safe zones move completely outside of where the current one. It's called the moving circles, and it happens between zones 6 and 9. But the tale as old as time is Old Man Mountain will always claim his toll, and the change in verticality forces players to either burn utility, build up quickly, or just fall. And I reclaim always go back to the epic Mr. Savage Shadow Bomb clip that qualified him for the World Cup as the epitome of Old Man Mountain taking it. But right now, we're just going to see who's able to get some space, as yet again, we talk about it, our second place trio unable to capitalize on the opportunity that is given, handed to them, literally handed to them on a golden platter. But they're not finding the placements and eliminations to make up for the fact that Mitro and Mongrel are getting stonewalled right now.
I can tell you who's taking advantage, though. That's Hen, Deceptos, and Patrick. Hen getting on the left side of that Elan feed on Wolfies. So we'll see if Kenzel Wolfies and CRR, if they are in shambles. Right now, Andalex and Xweez are in shambles. It's just a matter of look at it. Yeah, I mean, the builds are not there, and you were taking a look at the zone. It's going to be all between all that terrain. It's going to have the river in it. There's going to be multiple layers to navigate. It's just not looking good. They're going to desperately need looking for a refresh. Sundown.
This is one of the worst areas in the entire game for players to have these moving zones. The rapid change in verticality and how quickly every single direction, if you're looking down there, you can see the river on either side. That's a mountain, but it's a steep drop off no matter which way you go. So there's going to be no reprieve regardless of which direction those moving zones pull. And the half in, half out reveal, that's zone number 5, is going to play a big factor in determining who is able to dictate the pace of the end game. As you can see there, despite the knock coming through on Hen, that was another snipe. We've seen him putting in work with that weapon as well. So we kind of talk about the quote-unquote bargain Thomas HD. He says, hey, I can do it with a sniper as well. We saw him converting on Janus earlier. The knock on the Wolfie's not getting ticked over, but we get a lay of the land, and we kind of get an idea of where that 4th zone is going to be as everyone is pulling towards the mountain there on that east side.
And I'm going to tell you what my wife told me. Off-brand is just as good as the big brand, and the off-brand is rocking it at the moment, solidifying themselves with an opportunity to kind of sneak on our way in a top 5 finish. And we are watching this action unfold as Florix gets taken down by Analyx. That number 2 trio doing their best as they do to hold on, and that could be that refresh, that frag that they need to desperately any kind of beyond this crash pad. They're looking good. Taking a look at their builds, not looking solid right now, but they're going to kind of hold on tight together. And there's the rest of that trio down below. They're kind of squeezed in between the two as Florix does get picked up. So they're not going to be able to take advantage or find any of that reprieval loot that they were looking for there, Sundown.
Which is really, really what they feel like they need. You can tell, oh no, did they just lose the shockwave? They left the shockwave on top of the cone and through the wall replace.
Wow.
It fell. That's disastrous. That is awful game management right there from Xweez. And we talk about in the moments when you have to do everything right, losing your one utility, your one vertical and horizontal utility tool in such a tremendous moving zone area with huge changes in verticality is going to end up spelling potential disaster for them. However, the disaster going to be averted for now as the 5th zone lands smack on top of their head, and it's going to come down to whether or not they can win this fight against the team that spitefully stole that shockwave away.
They have 6 splashes. They have peppermints to kind of make a crazy rotation. This is our second place team who have yet to capitalize on Mongraal sitting in first place. They're getting a nice tag there. Yes, the Swedes go ahead and confirm that, so it's going to slowly, surely there. Look how close. Look at this right-hand peak. Look at it. They're just holding on for dear life, and another knock. Wow, Norwood. So that's big. That's huge. They were in shambles, and that's
He is able to see elims that they're so well known for. The question is, 6 Loki will get the conversion onto Jaspe a little late to get some bonus siphon on in the absolute low ground, which is such a risky area. This is a trio, again, we talked about it, they've been banking on consistency points, but running into a tough time. Now building with hard mats. 18 trios remaining. One more will go down, and the placement points will start. And the second points, be safe.
We took a look at 4th place, and now it's on 3rd place right here. Kenzel again for the second game back-to-back, riding solo dolo. He has some shockwaves if he gets into some dangerous situations, has some decent amount of builds, but it is the lack of power weapons that's going to hurt Kenzel. No doubt Kenzel is going to do his best to kind of emulate his DreamHack championship. The back-to-back champion now is back-to-back solo. He does get priority of zone, but I just don't think he's going to have the ability to hold on as much as the own player, but with that blue power pump is not going to be enough at
trying to bait somebody dropping down into that box, knowing he had priority position on the zone, but it's gotta feel bad if you're CR and Wolfies. That's 2 games in a row. They pulled that priority there in that first moving zone, but everyone has been down and they're not able to capitalize. It would have been a great opportunity to climb up the board, but the story so far has been the inability to get the key points you need. Gets a pick there, but that's all. Right now, Duck on top goes down, and if you have to capitalize, if you're Andalex, and into the box of Deceptos he goes, gets a much-needed siphon, has some minis as well, but needs some space. Plenty of builds in a second pickup right away there by Andalex. That was massive, and Nikov finds some room as well. The individual plays continuing. Sancho.
Hen picks up an Elim as well. Now it's about solo stars on the top and right of the screen. Nikov and Andalex doing all they can to back their trio through. On your left side, you're seeing Train Hard trio is being contested by Nakos for the brief moment here. That is going to be something to watch. And look at the very bottom of that left side. It is Become Legends Hen with another clutch performance as Altor and Raxo go for height against Train Hard. And there it is, a nice opportunity to hold on to. But the story is our second place team on your bottom right, Andalex doing all that he can to hold on and trying to close the gap. Nikov had a great performance, but look at this build up on height. Oh my goodness. And down below it's Matzo and ADN, and they have an opportunity, and all they have to do is chop this down. And Raxo, oh my goodness, that was scary.
He was able to hit the bouncer to give himself some of the fall damage immunity, now ignoring Skype all the way up.